You know, someday I'm gonna get a travel agent with an elephant with a skin condition. I'll have to summon a pack of dermatologists somehow. Welcome back to Hexen. I am your host. That's all I'll say on that. I'm a host. Yeah. Alrighty, let's go into the chapels. I have chosen... Oh wait, yeah, I'm about to go into the chapels. Let me shove those planet gems inside there first. For our... It's just to finish up our astrological course, survey, whatever the case may be. Going up slowly. Oh yeah, I also wanted to quickly tell you, I had a slight delay. It's really nothing. It's, combination of doing dental stuff and possible allergic reaction, and, you know, when you get to a point of pain and you don't want to know where it's coming from, sometimes you have to just take a seat. Take a back seat to life a little bit. That and just... I don't know, I wanted to make sure it wasn't connected to any of the last few months, and I don't think it is, so... Just in the meantime, don't forget, anyone could have an allergic reaction. They don't have to make sense. It's pretty much random. Think about it. Think about it! Don't just go testing every chemical under the sea. May not even just because of the drug, it just may be poison. So don't forget about your poison. You call down the lightning, I'll call down the thunder. We'll all get together and loot and plunder.
That's what they tell me across the street across with the green man. I go across the street, I get all electricity. Boom, shakalaka.
Crackle, crackle. Snap, pop, crackle, snap. Rice Krispie attack. Yeah. You know, I don't... There'll be a time where I'd be like, oh, I'm so excited to get cereal, but you know what? I feel like sugar, like, there's already carbs and everything. Why sugar at this point? Or really, I'm thinking to myself, why flavor? Why flavor, he says. Because you got no flavor, so old, needs grain for the clock. That's what they did in that roast. Roasted! Toasted. I really don't need to do that. It's not like with the other two classes where I can melee through the gate. May as well just ignore him. He's not going to projectile vomit at me anytime soon. Da, 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 da. I never know what's going on with this particular spot. Like, I know how it's... I know how it works. You know, you approach that little tower thing, it goes down. Then it takes, like, a significant amount of time for it to be ready again. I forget how long. But it seems like there's just whatever fucking enemy or item that's in there when it comes back. Something like that. At least from my experience of doing it, so I tend to try to make it come back. If possible. A few times, rather. When I'm traveling within the hub. At least by the time I'm through with the planet gems and the chapels. So maybe 3 times to get a crack at this per playthrough.
Or even bother to get a crack at it. Hey, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's Comic Wolf. And I'm playing the game. That's what I do. Did you know that? Shoot him laser shot. Shot the laser from my magic wand. Hey. I'm a swinger. And I'm a singer, and I'm swinging. There we go. Newsflash, something about swing might have something to do with what I'm doing next. Wow. Actually, it's pretty straight. It's like, the next game I'm playing is not really a surprise. Rather, when I play it, you'll be like, oh right, he would play that, so you don't have to worry about shit! Still a question of what the game's gonna actually do, because I'm picking stuff that I haven't actually recorded before, so I have to be careful it's not too difficult. You know? Luckily, in this case, I already pre-played it, so I know what I'm doing. That just reminds me, I need to do some Wario playthroughs on this channel. Wario games are extremely good. Maybe not Wario Land 2 and 3. I mean, 3, yes, 2, quite, but it's just, I'm just thinking 4 and Shake It. They're really good. And Wario World, of course. And you don't really get much games of that type, because it turns out there wasn't really much of that to begin with, except for that one for the DS, which I'm forgetting now. It was like, you know, you use the stylus to make a bunch of disguises. Oh yeah, I guess it was Wario Master of Disguise, yeah. I'm going to be a Wario of Disguise. Am I not Wario enough for the Wario Club? That's exactly what you should be thinking for a game title such as that. But yeah, I guess it's just how a Wario game would play, except you just draw the suits as opposed to getting them from the box. It's like, okay. I'm reminded of when I played Dawn Sword, it's like, oh, you want to do the seal? You better draw this pattern! And it's just like, really? You're making me do this? I feel like it's the equivalent of a QTE in Doom. Except you have to actually make it happen every single time, which just makes it that more annoying. That's right, the Magic Dragon Man! He puffs his magic and he says, it's not weed. And I says, it's a kid's show. What? Yes. Yes, let me yeah, I actually had VHS of the Magic Dragon. That shit's dark. Like, it doesn't pull any punches. It teaches kids, like, psychology. I mean, what the fuck? I gotta say, it's quite freaky, but also at the same time, I think the freaky part was just like him being like, okay, so this is you, anxiety. I'm gonna take a piece of paper of you and put you in my fantasy land while you learn to figure out anxiety. By the way, adults won't be there for you forever. Suck it up, kid. It's like, whoa. That's not exactly what was said, but it just came down to just, like, oddly realistic for a special that was oddly fantastical, so that's what we call surrealism in the biz. Just enough semblance of reality where you're just like, this is deeply unsettling. I remembered that fucking switch this time, because it's not marked on the map, because it's actually the first one of 3, so I actually had no choice but to find it this time. I can remember in the future getting stuck. Wait, did the stalker go down with the slime? That sounds kind of dumb, doesn't it? I just thought I'd use a disc for once. It's definitely a time for lightning, and definitely a time for thunder. Thunder, thunder, thunder. Cats? Yes. Yeah. I think that's what I miss about Asian Night. It's not so much that they're trying to sell toys, obviously. I think it's just because the animation, man. The 2D animation was top fucking notch. It helps that you had 90s Disney's animation. That was, like, legendary also. Even for stuff I didn't necessarily like. Same with, like, Don Bluth stuff. Like, even if you don't like some of the stuff, it's drawn very well. Actually, a lot of Disney stuff can be just said as, you know, you're not actually caring about the plot or the humor so much as you are just mystified by the drawing because, you know, we're drawing upon the original animation studios, Disney, and to them, drawing was drawing in a moving picture style. It's still a fucking novelty, in a sense. But we can just blame Universal for everything anyway, so there. He took my Oswald the Lucky Rabbit from me! Just to get it back for, like, decades. Imagine that shit. Imagine getting fucked over due to copyright, and then, like, making your whole legacy on making sure copyright lasts forever. Disney is the extreme example of he who fights monsters and just doesn't understand that's not how life's supposed to work, and we've been living with them for so long that, well, maybe we just think that way. It doesn't help that I actually like watching some of their stuff. But, yeah. Combine the mana, put it together, fuse it up.
and seize the day. Alright. Now I'm over here. It is... Is this Griffin or Wolf? It is Griffin time. Oh, good. I don't know if we'll get to that part with the walls smacking together, but... Yeah. I can't get enough of that area in the game.
Like I said, that area with the smacking walls is on par with Rise of the Triad level design, which... By the way, keep reminding me to play Rise of the Triad. I swear I'll do it at some point. My whole thing with Rise of the Triad, though, is like with any something based on Wolfenstein, is that I need to map better. And with Rise of the Triad, that's not that, well, it's not fun to look at the maps of that, and I kind of need them, especially for, like, when I do Extreme Rise of the Triad. Oh my god, Extreme Rise of the Triad, are you nuts? But that brings another interesting point with some 90s stuff, which is sometimes, not all the time, you get, like, a unique prequel campaign as the shareware. And Rise of the Triad did this. You know what else did this? StarCraft did this. They had, like, a prequel demo campaign that wasn't actually in the main campaign. I mean, you could try playing it, but, you know, I think there's other examples of this. But the point being, in Rise of the Triad's case, it was re-released with more levels also. So I'm wondering if I should just do that also as its own project. I'm not really sure. I think I could. I think I would, though. Really stretching what I want to do. Yep, we get to do the smacking walls. Okay, great.
Ooh, baby. Slam those walls together. Show me what you got. Smack me in the face. Smack the enemies, too. They're getting squashed. Look at that. Ah, help! Yeah, this could be pretty terrifying. Yeah, there it goes. It's gonna smack you. Good thing I used the boots. That was obviously prescient at this point. Why does prescient sound like before science? Because that's what it is before science. Before science, there was belief systems. Well, one could say science could be a lot of belief systems, but we try to apply more logic to it whenever we can. Which makes you wonder if, like, in 1,000 years, the scientific method will somehow become super scientific and better in a way we can't imagine. I do wonder about that. I mean, I wonder about people trying to discover mathematical concepts. I know this one professor was telling me, it's like, alright, this is gonna be... This is not a humble brag, this is just a straight up brag, but, when a math professor tells you you're a genius, you take that compliment. I'm serious. Like, it's not often that a professor will come up to me and be like, hey, did you know you're a genius? I'm like, oh, well, yes. Usually I have to just remark that I'm really smart, but when someone else tells you and you don't even mention it, you're just like, well, good to know. It's not as if I didn't know, but... Why was that mentioned? Oh, right, because this math professor was talking about trying to discover new, like, mathematical theorems and whatnot, and I'm just like, yeah, that's good. To me, though, like, math is a means to an end. I don't see math as a career. But math is important. I can't deny that. Math is the tools of life. I use it all the time. Or rather, you know, logic, rather. And math is a part of that. Yeah. It is. It is. When you're sorting information together, how much math would you need? 1/9 of the puzzle was solved on the monastery. Sometimes, though, we just use math without even thinking about it. I remember someone telling me a dog, you know, you throw a frisbee at it, right? And it takes the most direct path to it. So if you throw it diagonally into the water, right? The dog's not just going to go diagonally, because the dog is moving slower in the water, so he takes, like, an angular turn. Which makes you wonder if dogs know calculus. Or if animals are just designed to know calculus. Or, yeah, I think it's, like, due to, like, genetic... You know how genetic learning works in, like, AI? Well, it happens in nature over time, if you give it enough time, regardless. Even though sometimes they'll just figure out things. But that's what they figure has happened to the dog. It's like, whoever figured out the straightest path was doing the best in survival, so therefore, learn calculus.
Really, honestly, it's more like trigonometry. Dog's not gonna know fucking calculus. Come on. This is the Wolf Chapelle, where I can do everything. The true Gaming Wolf playthrough. Gaming Wolf Chapelle. Michelle. I'm a centaur, baby, so why don't you kill me? Yes. Dead. Also dead. Frozen. Broken. Dead. These are the stories of the dead centaurs. Luckily they're so much easier to deal with this time when I'm not getting face blasted by them. Oh, I see. I was trying to waste my time using potions on them because I knew I was going to use up a lot of lightning, and I'm really, really trying to save up my magic. I know it doesn't matter for the final stuff in Hub 5, but in the meantime, I need to be prepared. This is the blue mana, and it lights my day up with eyes. Put on a sad face, go on out with a frown. I'm singing in the sun and burning alive, apparently. That's why I have to freeze everything. It makes up for my burning. That's the clarity. But what about the elements? That's the question. Here's my hand elemental. Oh my god, I just realized something. That's probably something someone did. It's like, oh no, here comes the flesh golem. They're just like, oh great. Don't be afraid, it's just a freak of fucking nature. Or rather, artificed. Artificed. Yeah, you know what? That's what I call what that one-eyed professor does with his hands. Artificed! Combat mode, where you mechanically slap someone really hard. Combat time! It's combat time! Where's the rift? It's combat time! Cool your jets and jam! Combat time! Combat time! Get over here! Gotcha! Etc. Alright. I could just wait here. Let them come to me. This is a good choke point to have. I think I want to see mods where I just, like, make every first-person shooter level act like a real-time strategy campaign level. You know? And the objectives are, I'm going to build my base at the keys, for instance. I guess it wouldn't really work too well on Hexen, but I mean, like, just for any kind of new, like, thing. The way they say it is the way you're going to spray it. Well, luckily, forsooth, I see potions. Can you potion me really high? Can you tell me whether I should fly or die? I don't know whether to sigh. Duck. Yes. I just remembered that not too long ago I saw the Detective Pikachu movie. It's fine. Also, it's Ryan Reynolds again, doing Ryan Reynolds things. Does Ryan Reynolds have a cast type where just like, I don't know. I feel like whenever Ryan Reynolds is in something, he can only sound like Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? He doesn't really. There's no such thing as a serious role for Ryan Reynolds anymore. You can try though. It just won't happen. Should have been freezing. That was an extreme waste. But I have more green mana, so maybe it's not so bad. Alright, guys. Line up and kiss ass and chew bubble gum. Because I'm out of that gum, and you need to give me some, fucker. Oh, no problem. I'll give you some of that. Some of that bushes. Ha ha. Oh. Oh, sweet God of the Jesuits. Alright. Get those double-headed guys. Etins. Etins, yes. It's like, feel free to use these Hexen monsters as your D&D monsters, but I get the feeling they've already been as such, just with different names. Anytime they belong in another game, I just think, no, they don't. They belong in this one, the one they're made for. Does everyone belong where they're made for? Not necessarily. Ask the dice system. Life. D20s. And you. Don't mind me. I will talk about D&D as long as I'm playing a game like Hexen. Especially Hexen 2. That's going to get even closer. That's something, you see, I haven't played the latest, like, Doom and Shadow Warrior that much, but it's for a simple reason. First-person shooters from the classic franchise seem to want to become RPGs. I blame Bethesda/ZeniMax for that. Although that's not the issue. The issue is, I just noticed there's 3 Shadow Warrior games in a row. How does that shit happen? Like, Duke Nukem bites the bullet, but Shadow Warrior's like, aha, I exist! Makes you wonder if Blood can come back, but that's a... I'm not sure Blood can. Whatever the fuck... Wait, what is Monolith doing? Does anyone know what Monolith's doing? I guess I don't really know. Oh. So here's something I didn't notice the first 2 times. There's an icon of the Defender in there. This would have been helpful if I had a secret counter. So, yeah. That's there. Just thought you should know. Wish I'd noticed it the first 2 times. Could have saved me some headache. Especially for the Cleric. The Cleric needs that shit. And you laser the mages with your mage laser hands, and you get the mana again, wasting it all on the lightning. Yes. I believe I just summoned mages by stepping on all 3 pedestals. I'm doing a lot of things in this playthrough that I haven't done. That's really cool. I wonder if that means there's another item I can get somewhere. See, that's cool, because that's like a puzzle. That's like an optional Hexen puzzle. That's not even anything to do with a bonus level. It's really cool. That's the kind of thing that makes this game worth you're playing, is finding weird stuff like that. Like in Hub 4 with the prison, if you manage to, like, destroy a number of corpses, I forget how many, then a Dark Servant gets summoned. And there's no reason to know that. There's no reason, but someone found it out anyway. Or rather, they probably knew the Dark Servant was there, but they had to figure out what the trigger was, and... Imagine how long it took for them to figure out. Because I don't really know. There's a switch! Put your hands on it, in your air, like you just don't care about breathing oxygen. The monks and their asteries. Remember, can't spell mastery without being on mastery. Oh yeah, smash the glass. Smash the like button while you're at it. Yeah. It's just funny when people like give a call to action every video. Let me tell you something. If you're doing something like and subscribe to every video, what do you think is going to happen when you have your shit archived and the videos can't be on YouTube like hundreds of years in the future? What do you suppose would happen, like even if YouTube still existed, but they didn't have a like system anymore? It's like, how much sense do you think that's going to make? It's not going to age. Then again, with all like TV shows talking about commercial breaks when you skip commercials, I mean, I guess there's that too. What I'm saying is, a show should not be self-aware of its own presentation, or it kind of loses the charm, I guess.
Well, I see a crater of might over there. Don't mind if I do. Also, I get that too. You know why? Because, yes, that is why. Now might be the time to get out my blood scourge in a minute. When I summon a bunch more mages. You know it. Even though I don't often show it. There we are. This almost makes me think this is like a slight auditorium sort of feeling. At the college kind, where everyone's like sitting at rows that go up the stairs. It's just like, okay, this is how we're gonna sit. I guess that's cool. But then I realized why they have it set up that way. Which, I guess makes sense. You know, you want to see the professor presenting stuff, but you don't want to have to look for people, so you just get, like, higher and higher rows. It's good design. It just must be a pain if you have to go up to the top every single time. It's just like, yep, this is my seat at the fucking top row near the ceiling. You know? Missing those times when I thought I was there. Where has it gone? Why couldn't I have lasted? Was it the bunny? Was it laziness? Could have been anything. One thing is for sure. Video games are the knowledge that I can keep knowing. You don't need a degree to play video games. Just a lot of practice, a lot of skill. That's why I keep doing it. It's like, imagine like how people want to work all the time, but you don't really see the need, so you invent artificial work. This is a plot point in Voyager with the Hydrogen, where they basically make simulations of hunting. I'm like, wait a minute, that's my problem in life, isn't it? Sort of. They're more like Predators crossed over in the Star Trek, but you know, it's a similar deal. And it's a deal-y similar. Oh, hey, it's you guys. Fancy seeing you here again and again and again, and you know, don't delay the inevitable, just die. Thank you. Oh, is that how you view mortality? I guess I do at this very moment. Not for long, however. The thought of mortality is also mortal. Hence irony. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything less fair about life than the lack thereof? The ultimate equalizer, where everything becomes nothing, and yet the whole span of everything is barely something at all. What does a man have with a plan for a game such as this, Hexen, where I own the hexes in your face zone? Da da da. When I save this game, you will know it. I will see you next time and finish up these chapels.